You're watching River Camelot is pulling. We sail along the Cornwall coast to Padstow. We sail on from Middle Bay near Landsend along the coast of Cornwall to Padstow. This is a famous region for all fans of King Arthur and his saga. A strong current of the River Camel was a real challenge, as we had to catch a buoy to fasten our Whitehorse during 1 hour waiting time until the gates of the harbour opened. This is a video of my series Adventures with my Trawler Yacht Whitehorse, a Grand Banks 36. First, a short overview. It was a nice morning when we heaved the anchor and sailed out of Mill Bay. Heading north, we kept near the shores of Cornwall, where we could see houses, lighthouses and cliffs. Finally, we reached the mouth of River Camel, which we entered to reach the harbour of Padstow. After waiting for the tide to rise, we could sail into the protected area and were greeted by a happy harbour party. This day the plan was to sail along the coast of Cornwall to Padstow, which covered a distance of about 90 kilometers or 7 hours of travel. The weather prediction was pleasant with low winds and agreeable sea conditions. The reality in the morning proved the predictions to be correct, and we enjoyed a nice view of the surrounding cliffs and beaches. After an early breakfast, we hoisted our anchor and turned north. The drive was pleasant, with low waves and acceptable wind conditions. After the long trip over the English Channel, it was nice to drive along the Cornwall coast and watch the lighthouses and the farmers on top of the cliffs. Did you like my video so far? Then I would be grateful for you subscribing free of charge to my YouTube channel to help me finance my work. Thank you. Cornwall was partly acting region for one of the big English sagas, the legend of King Arthur. While sailing along the shores, memories of old travels flowed up to the surface again, with all the histories I read in books and novels. The photo of the statue of King Arthur was taken at Tintagel, and the other two of the sword and the round table were done in France, all a courtesy of Greg Monani for the statue and Yves from France on Pixabay. Before reaching Padstow, we had to enter the river Camel. The sea ground is treachery, as the sandbanks move with the current of the river, and although we had good sea charts, it was important to have a good watch at the echo sounder, giving us a real depth of this river. There were also more boats to watch for, and a strong current running out to the sea. The passage plan that can be downloaded from the internet was of great help. You find a link to this in the comments. We radioed to the harbour master on VHF 12 and were advised that we had to wait outside of the harbour gates until the tide allowed entrance. Unfortunately, he didn't advise how we could tie up our boat while waiting. So we tried to catch one of the buoys that were floating on the river. We heard afterwards that those buoys were not for this purpose. Navigating carefully to give Ståle and Anita a chance to hook the buoy was difficult, as the current made steering hard. We lost a boat hook, but finally we could get hold and tie up the rope. I've been lucky that the buoy was good enough anchored, as the draft was hard. After about an hour, the time came to enter the harbour. A small boat approached us and gave us instructions. As it happened, there was a festivity in the harbour and all mooring spaces were occupied. We were advised to moor alongside a historic sailboat, which was quite suitable, as our own boat had also already seen 48 springs pass. Padstow Harbour. Here is a gate. It will be closed when tide goes out. The back is the harbour office, and there's a lot of shops and restaurants around the harbour. It was great to enjoy this harbour party with many guests and nicely decorated houses and boats. We steered to a good restaurant offering real English fish chips. This was a worthy ending of this fine day. Before heading back to the boat, we took a small walk in the town. Now it was my duty again to plan for the next day, where we intended to cross Bristol Channel to Tenby. This was a distance of about 130 kilometers or 70 nautical miles. The next episode will cover that journey and will be published in about 1:30 London. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to my channel to support my work and press also the like button. Any questions or remarks will be answered as soon as I can, and please take this opportunity to get in contact with me. Thank you and goodbye until our next voyage. But that will be the next story to tell. So for this time I say goodbye and thank you for watching. And if you have not done so already, please press the subscribe button and the like button, and soon we'll see us again.